and hundreds of Claude prompts just became searchable on Google. That's the story dominating X in the last 24 hours, and it's a reminder that convenience features can turn into public records overnight. Let's get into it, along with two other stories builders should know about today: a cryptographic warning from Anthropic's own research team, and a voice AI company that just raised $52 million while cutting the cost of synthetic speech. First, the leak. According to a report from Dexerto that's picked up wide engagement on X, hundreds of Claude AI users found their prompts had been made public and indexed by Google Search. The mechanism behind this hasn't been confirmed in detail by Anthropic in the data we're tracking, but the pattern is familiar. Shareable conversation links, meant for a colleague or a demo, get crawled by search engines and suddenly anyone can find them. This isn't a hack in the traditional sense. It's a default settings problem, the kind that turns a private brainstorm into a public artifact. For EU builders, this is worth pausing on. If your team uses shareable links inside any AI tool, whether that's Claude or something else, you need to check whether those links are indexable by default and whether that setting is documented anywhere your compliance team can find it. Under GDPR, an accidental public exposure of prompts containing customer data or internal strategy isn't just embarrassing, it's a reportable incident. The lesson from this story isn't don't use Claude, it's audit your sharing defaults across every AI vendor before you find out the hard way, the way these users reportedly did. That's leak number one. Now let's move to a story about what happens when AI turns its capabilities toward one of the foundations of digital trust itself, cryptography. Now to the second story, and this one comes directly from Anthropic. The company posted about research from what's being called Claude Mythos. And to be clear, that name is what's circulating in the data, not something we're independently verifying beyond Anthropic's own post, which reportedly found weaknesses in cryptographic algorithms, including post-quantum candidates. That post pulled in over 1.5 million views and was amplified further by accounts like Watch a Guru. Here's the concept worth understanding. Post-quantum cryptography exists specifically because today's encryption will eventually be breakable by quantum computers. So governments and enterprises have been standardizing new algorithms designed to resist that future threat. If an AI system is now capable of finding weaknesses in those same algorithms, years ahead of the quantum computers they were built to defend against, that changes the timeline for crypto agility planning. For EU enterprises in finance, healthcare, or anywhere handling long-lived sensitive data, the takeaway isn't panic, it's acceleration. If AI-assisted cryptanalysis can surface flaws faster than human review cycles, then crypto agility, the ability to swap out an algorithm quickly without rebuilding your entire stack, stops being a nice-to-have and becomes a near-term requirement. Watch what NIST and European standards bodies say in response to findings like this one, because the assumption that post-quantum algorithms have a decade of runway before real scrutiny may no longer hold. The third story, Fish Audio. The company announced a $52 million seed round alongside the launch of S2.1 Pro, a new voice model that the company says brings faster, cheaper voice cloning with more expressive control. That announcement drew over 7,000 likes and 3.4 million views on X, making it one of the most engaged posts in the last day. The concept here is straightforward. Voice cloning models take a short sample of someone's voice and generate new speech in that voice. And the competitive frontier right now is doing that with better expressiveness, lower latency, and lower cost per generation. Fish Audio's pitch, as they've described it, is hitting all three at once. Why this matters for European builders? As voice cloning gets cheaper and more expressive, it becomes viable for far more products, customer service lines, audiobooks, localized media, but it also lowers the bar for voice-based fraud and impersonation. Under the EU AI Act, synthetic voice content increasingly triggers disclosure obligations, and cheaper cloning means more products will cross that threshold without teams realizing it. If you're building anything with voice, now's the time to build consent and disclosure into the pipeline, not bolt it on after a compliance review flags it. So 3 stories, one common thread. Capability is moving faster than the guardrails around it. A sharing default led to a public leak. A research finding may be compressing the cryptographic threat timeline, and a cheaper, better voice model expands what's technically possible before the regulatory expectations have fully caught up. That's the Etherlink briefing for today. If you want these stories distilled into your inbox every week, the Etherlink signal brief covers the same ground, grounded and sourced, no invented numbers. If this was useful, subscribe for daily coverage of what's actually moving in AI, sourced straight from the conversations happening on X. See you tomorrow.